All right, it's Adam Trigger. It's Thursday, and it's time for another Major League Baseball free pick that you're not going to want to miss right here on the Wager Talk YouTube channel. Quick recap of yesterday. 5% play was a winner with the Marlins. I lost with the Giants, but we net a positive at MLB right there. And then the free pick video I did right here yesterday with the Twins was a nice plus 130 winner. And so we're going to try another underdog here today. And let's go back to that Marlins Guardian series. As I said yesterday, I cashed a nice 5% play at plus 115 odds with the Marlins in a game that was a total blowout pretty much right from the start. They did let the Guardians back in briefly, but they busted that right open and ended up winning 13-4. And that's the way I would come back today. I'm looking at Marlins plus, I think, 110 right now, plus 105, plus 110. Any plus money, in my opinion, is worthwhile on the Marlins here. And it'll go back to something I've kind of talked about with this Marlins team pretty much all year at this point, but more so the past couple months, where it's like they're very young. They have a lot of talent, a lot of upside. I like what they're doing for the most part with their pitching. And it's really just a young team that tends to, get hot and play well all at once. And then they'll have stretches where, they collectively start to slump and they look like a young team. And so you kind of have to take that with the Marlins. A great example from yesterday's game, 4-0 game, 2 outs. I think Perez Yuri Perez maybe walked someone, maybe hit a batter. So someone was on first. And then suddenly, like, the Guardians have a couple guys on base. It's a 4-1 game. And he hangs a slider, hit out of the ballpark, tied 4-4. That was probably on Agustin Ramirez for calling that pitch right there. But again, it just illustrates the fact that you're going to have to live with some stuff like that with the Marlins. But what you get in return is this collection of guys that really the market doesn't know their true ceiling yet. Just like a guy like Jacob Marcy, who was recently called up, having one of the best starts to a Major League Baseball career of anyone ever, goes 5 for 5 last night. Like, he's a guy I talked about on Total Bases before he was called up. A great player. We just don't know what his ceiling is right now. And neither do the books, right? The books don't know how good Kyle Stowers is yet because he never really had a chance to play every day when he was in the Orioles organization. And now he's clearly an all-star. So where you have to deal with maybe some mistakes and, some poor play at times from like a decision-making standpoint, I really think you get that back and more with just the overall talent upside on this Marlins roster. And that extends to tonight's starting pitcher with Edward Cabrera, because he's a guy, listen, he's 27 years old. If he truly puts it together, he will be an ace he will be an MLB ace. He will be like Sandy Alcantara 2.0 for the Marlins. If he puts it all together. The problem is, at this point in his career, he's never really been able to put everything together, from like staying healthy, the stuff, and then commanding that stuff, and then being able to sort of like throw his out pitches, but not get beat with his fastball, stuff like that. But he is getting there. He's trending in the right direction. If you look at this year, this is kind of looking to be like the breakout for Edward Cabrera. 1.13 whip. He's got an ERA like just a shade above 3, and all the underlying metrics look like that. It looks like he should be able to maintain that. The expected ERA is in line. He's throwing 97 on the fastball. And, the interesting thing about Cabrera is he's got a 97 mile an hour heater and he doesn't use it that often. So that's almost something where it's like, that's probably something they'll continue to work on with him. And you might even see him come back that much better next year because he's got 97 in the bag for the fastball. And he doesn't throw it that often because he seems, when he does throw the fastball, it catches too much of the plate. So he's had a hard time commanding the fastball, and it's why he just doesn't use it as much. When you get Cabrera, you see more changeup, curveball. He's got a sinker and a slider he mixes in. It's a very good pitch mix. And so I really think that, like, and he gets swing and miss. Like, really, like, there's so much to like about him as a pitcher that you live with. Like, yeah, he might give up a hard hit every once in a while. He's been guilty at times of grooving a fastball right down the middle that gets hit hard, but you'll take it because all of his other sort of intangibles are so good. And the other thing is, it's like, at least if it does catch plate, it's still 97, right? It's still coming in like 96, 97. So there's no guarantee that it's just going to be squared up. And that's why you're seeing him have the season he's having. And I would expect it to continue today. This Guardians lineup is, they've been better of late. I think it's because they face some weaker competition, but this is not a good lineup. There's I would still say is a bottom 10 lineup in baseball. Again, a better of late on this little sort of second half run they've been on. But I still think going back to I still think that has a lot more to do with facing some weak teams, weak pitchers, than it is this Guardians lineup being like even average. I still have them as a below average lineup. And the more I watch, the more I sort of evaluate. I think Tanner Bybee is a average at best pitcher. This is a guy that got off to a tremendous start to his career. He had that season back, really 2023, 2024, very solid. He still put very, very strong numbers up. But like where we see him sort of trending to this year is, I think, what he probably is when you take all of his stuff into consideration. Fastball is like 94. It's not great. Doesn't generate a ton of swing and miss off the fastball. He does live in the zone, so that helps him out. And he has a nice pitch mix. He throws like 6 different pitches, and for the most part, he's throwing strikes. So that very much helps his cause. But again, like he's just, where the Marlins haven't seen much of him, he doesn't have a great scouting report on the Marlins yet either, because guys like Marcy, Stowers, and you go up and down the line, they have so few at-bats at the big league level that it's like it's not really known where you can beat them yet, right? Like maybe you'll find by next year, maybe you'll figure out where you can throw the ball to beat Jacob Marcy. But right now, he's hitting everything. Same with Stowers, same with Augusto Ramirez. Like these guys, they don't have a big enough sample at the big league level yet where they have a clear hole that you can exploit. And Tanner Bybee, his chase rate is in the bottom 10% in Major League Baseball. So he's really not getting a ton of swing and miss. And because he's in the zone so much, that's not the best recipe for success against a Marlins team that's got a bunch of young guys that really are just out there swinging freely right now. And it's almost like see ball, hit ball. And they're kind of tearing up pitchers that are in the zone right now. Like if you watch this Marlins team, they're doing well against starting pitchers that throw a lot of strikes, because there's just not a great book on how to get some of these guys out at this point. Graham Pauley, Xavier Edwards, like they just don't have huge samples at the big league level. And so for someone like Bybee, there's not like a foolproof really way to attack guys like that. It's okay, like let's see what's working today. Like I said, Bybee's got 6 pitches. Let's see what's working today. But sometimes by that point, it's too late, especially if you're a guy like Tanner Bybee that throws everything in the strike zone, right? Like he's getting ahead of hitters by throwing balls in the strike zone, and he's getting out by then kind of hitting you with that sweeper, that sinker. Like he'll drop in a curve every once in a while, and that's how he gets out. But it might be too late against a team like the Marlins, who they're gonna go out there and let it rip. And we've seen that like all of these guys have upside. Stowers, Marcy, Ramirez, they all have like almost like untapped, like, upside that we don't know the ceiling of yet as fans, as bettors, so on and so forth. So that makes the Marlins very, very appealing. The other appeal from the Marlins here is that their bullpen, even though they don't have the big time leverage arms, they do have a decent collection of arms that continues to improve, and they're almost all the same guy. So it's like there's not a huge difference between the best reliever in the Marlins bullpen and like reliever number 6. They're almost all interchangeable. Are they the guy I want in like a super tight game late? Probably not. But again, it's something you live with because of the upside on this team. And what I will say is, like, if this is a scenario where Cabrera's out early, I'm pretty confident that there's like 4 or 5 guys in this Marlins bullpen that I trust to come in and throw 2 good innings and keep me in this game. So when I add everything up, it's not as strong of a spot as the Marlins were yesterday. That was a 5%er for me. But if I was going to bet this game, and it's still, I guess, an option for me, it's later today, the only way I would bet it would be the Marlins. And so for our free pick today, I will take Marlins plus, we'll call it plus 105 for another free pick underdog. Hopefully we catch another underdog free pick winner here on Thursday. I have a 4% play up. I am on an 11-1 run in Major League Baseball. That's actually, I'm sorry, in overall 11-1 run. I think it's like 6-1 in MLB. I know it's 18-2 if you were to look at the last 20 plays. So it's been great for me right now, Major League Baseball. I have a great special on my page, 30 days all access. That gets you all the minor league baseball stuff as well, which has been hitting, and the NFL preseason stuff on the all access package, which I've started 2-0 to the NFL preseason and will be back in action in NFL preseason this weekend. Good luck with all your bets today. 4%er is up on my page right now. And as always, total bases, 9 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. I'll be back with the full crew tomorrow. Me, myself, Tokyo Brandon, breaking down the games at 9 a.m. live here on the Wager Talk YouTube channel. Good luck with your bets today. Everyone have a great day, and we will see you guys in the morning.